I have been trying to figure out how to get my landscape, and I cannot fathom it out at all. So if anybody jumps onto this live at any point and you know how to make, it's still on, yes. If you know how to make an iPhone screen go landscape for YouTube lives, please do let me know, because this is really quite annoying, if I'm honest. I've tried Googling it, I've tried YouTubing it, and everything that comes up and says how to do it, I don't have those options on my iPhone, apparently. So it does mean that I am now late, which is highly annoying. But I'm hoping that I am now live again. I think. I'm trying to find me. There we go, I think that one's live. Yeah, there's nothing on my laptop that lets me do it. Yeah, if anybody knows how to set my iPhone up, then please do let me know, because it doesn't give me a great deal of working space. I don't think there's anybody here at the minute, which is absolutely fine. As I say, I only mentioned it, I think it was once, maybe twice. So I'm just going to get some of my crafting pieces out, and we're just going to have a little bit of a craft together, and if nobody joins me, that's absolutely fine. I always knew it was going to be a bit of a risk, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. That's kind of threw me off a little bit, the fact that I can't do the landscape stuff, but let's just work through. So one of the questions I did get asked on one of my videos, a Hunky Dory video, was I'd said that I used some of the backing cards as like toppers or focal points on the cards, and I got asked how I did that. So I'm going to do your video and show you how I would do that. So I'm going to grab the first Hunky Dory kit that I've got to hand, which is the current free one. This is the free gift that you can get if you are a part of their club. And I'm going to grab this piece, which actually already has a bit that I've cut off of a card previously. And then let's have a look. I'm also going to grab the matching paper packs. I've got the paper itself, and I've got the cardstock as well, because I'm going to use some of that. And then the first thing that I need to check is how big this is, just to see what size card I'm going to be able to make out of it. So let's just have a look, a rough size guide. So this is just under 6 inches. So I think if I pop this on a 5x5 card, that would work out absolutely fine. I don't have many of those left, but I do have enough for today's card. I'm planning on making a couple of Christmas cards, and then I will do a couple of sort of standard cards. So there is this piece. Now what I want to do is cut this down to, I'm going to cut it down to the 5 inches, but I know that in the past these haven't been quite 5 inches, so If I need to trim a little bit off, then I can do. There we go. And then let's see how far off we are. Miles off. So let's cut this smaller. Let's go for smaller. Let's go for not much bigger than the actual topper. This one. That's 2. So all I've done really there is cut the corner off, and that's made me like a little square topper. And then I think I'm going to back it on this really nice pale green, if I'm honest. So I'm going to take a piece of this one. Hello, hello. Hello to everybody who's joining. I don't think there's many of you on at the minute, but if you are, please do drop me a comment, say hello, let me know where you guys are from. If there's anything in particular you would like to see from us today on this live, please do let me know in the comments down below. So I'm going to cut this so it's just a little bit bigger. Do it kind of like a layered card, to be honest. So this was cut down 4, just over 4. So let's cut this up and make this a 4x4. There we go. So that's a 4x4 topper, and then I'm going to do a 4.5 by 4.5. Then I can move my cutter out of the way. And I'm going to grab my ATG. Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. We are making some cards. If you are here, please do hit that like button and drop me a comment down below. Where are you guys from? What would you like to see on tonight's live? I'm not expecting many of you to be joining, I must admit. So if you are here, thank you. I definitely didn't advertise this as much as I should have done. Let me pop that on there. And then I'm going to ATG this up as well. Hello, welcome guys. Thank you for joining. I can see some of you are joining, so please do drop me a comment down below just to say hi. Where are you from? If you're new to this channel, then welcome. If you haven't already, do please hit that subscribe button. There we go. So that is the main card. And all I've done there is I've literally used this piece here that is a corner off of a backing card. And it's made me a topper for this one. I am just going to grab my Hunky Dory Christmas sentiments sheet. I've got lots of mirror sentiments in here, so it's nice and bright and shiny. Oh, look at that glow. Move that to one side for a minute because I have got my ring light on. I do have some green sentiments, but I think these might be too green as well. That gold's quite nice. I think I'm just going to go for this silver one. Quite like this one. Oh no, I've ripped it. Okay, I won't go for that one. Let's get this one out instead, and I'll do it a lot more carefully. Can't believe that's just ripped. There we go. I'm going to give it a little bit of a trim. I always trim off these little notches here. There we go. I'm going to get a little bit of my foam tape, pop that on there, and then I think if we pop that in the bottom corner here, there we go. And that was a really quick and simple card, and it's been purely made with a bit of backing card and some extra coloured cards, so I like that one. I'm not going to have it classed as part of my Christmas craft challenge, but it is there and ready, so we'll pop that to one side. And then I have been doing an awful lot of Christmas cards at the minute, and I have been enjoying them. But I think I'm going to get out some of my new craft supplies that I've got that are non-Christmassy. So let's have a look what I've got. I want something that is one of the kits. Let's have a look. It's Christmas, 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 Christmas. Oh dear. So I really like these kits, but they don't come with any backing papers. So let's see what we can do. This is from the Paper Boutique and it's called Fun Time Adventures, and it was one of the kits that was down to just £2.50. And they are beautiful, look at those. I do really like them. Let's pull one of these out and let's see what we can do. So we've got that. Got some of the sentiments. I think I'm going to go for this front sheet of sentiments. There we go. And is there something else in here? They're the die cut topper tags. I mean, they're beautiful as well, the die cut toppers. Maybe we could do like a small card. I've got some 4x4s at the side of me. So I go with this one. Beautiful, beautiful little topper. This is a gorgeous little set. So I've just got a 4x4. I've got lots of card blanks usually sat right at the side of me. Don't actually need one of those then. And I don't need that one either. So let's pop that one back in the book. Now I've picked a topper instead. Pop that in there. Now I want a really nice pale blue that's going to go with this. Because in all honesty that can just sit on there. Let's get this trimmed off actually. Okay. There we go. Let's have a look what we've got. It's always harder when they don't give you matching papers. I have got these actually. That one would work, I think. Let's find that colour. That one. I think that's a beautiful matching colour. So, let's use my favourite ATG. Hello everybody, welcome to my live. Hi Noah Storytime, I hope you're enjoying this live. If you are here, please do say hello. I know there might not be many, but we're still going to craft along anyway. Trim that off. There we go. I love that blue. That blue is gorgeous. Really like that. Put that back in there because that can be used for a different project later. And then I think I'm going to actually back that onto some mirri and make that into a really nice topper. So there we go. Then I'm going to use my favourite. My favourite at the minute is this rainbow mirri. Absolutely love it. Here we go. Grab my board. That's more even. And then a little bit of my foam tape. There we go. These make such super quick cards. I love them. Pop that onto there. Pop this. there we go. What do you guys think? Super quick and easy, and it just shows that the colours can mix and match between lots of different companies and suppliers. It just depends on what you're looking for. So let's keep going and let's make some more cards. I really want to try and get a quick stash of these everywhere. Just gonna share that we are live. So that is another card that I've done. And then let's have a look. I love those little cards. So beautiful. Maybe I'll grab something else. Lots of tags in here. Lots and lots of tags. Let me grab another set of papers because I have an awful lot of sets and packs and kits behind me that we can use today. I think I'm going to grab this one actually. We have seen this one before in one of my Christmas September craft challenge days, but I actually really like this. I think this is absolutely beautiful. This is the Paper Boutique Winter Blossom, and we have some really beautiful papers and some really beautiful toppers, and I'd really like to make some cards, so I think I'm going to grab one of each, see how many we can make. If you guys are here and watching and would like to see anything in particular, please do let me know in the comments. So that's each of the 4 round ones, and then I'm going to grab some of the square ones. I'm going to grab these 3 that are extra square ones. There we go. I do have some sentiments down the side which I will probably use for some of them, but just not all of them. So let's have a look what have we got. So we've got this one that doesn't have a sentiment, that one that does, that one does, that one doesn't, that one does, and those 2 don't either. So let's work our way along them. So I'm going to let you do the first one, which is the square tree topper. Just having a look what papers we've got. It might go with that one quite nicely. Back to the beginning, aren't we? Though I did use a piece of paper actually for one of these. That might be too much pink on pink actually. I actually really like that one. There's something a little bit different. So let's take that one, and then I want one of those sentiments. I might pull this page out actually. I'm going to cut that one out. Make it so much easier to cut down. now I can just snip those off. We trim this as well. I think I might go for the matching pinky coloured one actually. Trim those off. So let's have a look what card we can do that on. Got so many different sizes of card blanks here. Right, I'm going to pop this onto a C6. I think this will look really nice on here. There we go. Yeah, that's going to look really good on there. And then I think I'm going to mix this one up slightly in that I think I'm going to add the mirror on first. Then I'll add this. And then probably another little piece of mirror onto the topper. And then with the sentiment underneath. I think that'll be really nice. So let's get out the trusty ATG, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who has been subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already and you are here watching this live and this is the first time you've seen us, please do hit that subscribe button. Go. If you are here, please do drop us a comment and just say hello. Hi Crystal, thank you so much. Hi Belinda, don't worry about it. I hadn't really mentioned it a lot, to be fair. Hi Nicole. Just noticed the paper pad you're using, I have that too, and I was thinking about making some shaker cards with it. Just haven't decided exactly how yet. I am determined to have another go at the shaker cards. I'm determined. I still need to have a go at washing it. I think it was Karen said that she'd been having a look and she'd read that if you wash the acetate in warm soapy water and then dry it, it should stop some of the static in it. Because I was really disappointed with how much it stuck, though I have gone back to those cards. Let me see if I can find them. They're in my Christmas card pile. I think they're in this one. And I noticed that they didn't look quite as staticky as they had when I first did them. So I don't know if they've just kind of calmed down. There's one of them. It's actually moving now, look. So I don't know if just being left on their own and me not touching them has eased some of the static. I'm not sure. And then there's the other one. I knew it was here somewhere. So again, look, it's not as stuck, and it's actually moving now, which is really good. But when I do touch it, it also moves, which it's not really supposed to do that. But yeah, it's calmed down a little, and it does look a little bit better on those. But I am determined to have another go at doing it, because I love how a shaker card looks. It's just not so good when it's as staticky as it has been. So yeah, I absolutely love this paper pad. That's good if the stats were set. Yeah, it seems to have settled a little bit. I do actually have all of my acetate at the side of me, so I could give it another go on this live. What size is this? Just over 4. Just over 5.5. Yeah, so we could have another go. Wouldn't really make much difference. There we go. Just cut that down a little bit. I'm going to add that to the card. Go. If anybody else has made the shaker cards and has any other advice for really staticky acetate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, now we've got a couple of you guys on. The silver stars you bought at the works would look great with this paper. Yes, absolutely. I've got some right on my desk. Definitely going to add some of those on. For those of you who are watching, anybody here do a lot of colouring? So I've had a comment on my colouring video, and one of you guys is having a little bit of problem with the inks bleeding on the cardstock. They said that they're using 220 GSM card with the Stazon black ink pads and alcohol markers, and every time they try to use them it's bleeding outside of the stamp lines. I don't do a lot of colouring in, to be totally honest, and I use the Versafine with the Spectrum Noir colours. When I did my penguin one it was okay. I must admit I don't go right up to the lines because I know that it will bleed a little bit, but if you've got any advice, anybody who does a lot of colouring can advise either what might be causing it or a way that they can stop that, that'd be absolutely brilliant, because I wasn't sure on the answer. So I did say that I would ask on the live and try and get some help if at all possible. So we have that. These are the little well, I say little, they're quite big snowflakes actually. I still also need to use my clay ones, my blue and white ones. Haven't had a chance to use those yet. Over there. Put these in the corners. I'm fond of putting things in corners. There we go, just a couple. Put that on there, and then I have my sentiment as well. Big grab my glue. I tried to use my tacky PVA glue earlier and can't get any of it out, so I'm back to using my Hunky Dory glue pen. It's not the greatest, though I was watching somebody doing some crafting earlier and they had, like, it looked like a rollerball pen. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. I didn't know whether that would be worth picking up. They used it for quite fine gluing. Put a little bit of glue on this so it can stick down. Beautiful. Where did the one go? Oh, there it is. There we go. Oh, such a good idea, Belinda. I really like that. Apologies for the noise in the background. My little boy's upstairs with his dad. And it sounds like he's playing his new game. So I'm going to use my foam tape to decoupage this one up. I've got plenty. This one's nearly empty, but I have got 2 more new rolls, so we've got plenty to use. What have you guys been up to this weekend? The weather's not been great here. Though my little boy was at a birthday party this afternoon, which he absolutely loved. It was all outdoors. It was actually a really good party. They'd got things like some trampolines, a rodeo ball for the little ones. They'd got hook a duck, a football shooter, a basketball shooter. His absolute favourite was they got 2 little like sumo costumes and mat out, and him and one of his best friends, oh, I was in hysterics watching them. They're only little because they're only 4, and they were falling over all over the place. In fact, quite often they fell before they actually managed to bump into each other. It was absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to pop that onto there. I'm going to pop it just slightly up like that, so that then I've got room for my sentiment. At which point I'm going to go for the happy birthday. I really like that, but I do think I'm going to actually put that onto some Marie so it stands out a little bit more because it's all matching colours. Yeah. Instead of using my ATG because it's quite thin, I am going to use some of my double-sided tape. I have no idea what's happened there. It's got a bit squished, hasn't it? I'm going to use this thin double-sided tape. Do one and then another one at the bottom so that I know it's secure. I wonder if archival ink would work better with alcohol markers. I don't do much colouring, so I'm probably not much help. I'm the same, I don't really do a lot. I need to do more. Now I've been buying my stamps from Crafter's Companion. There's quite a lot of those that are designed for colouring. My way of doing it seems to work, but I'm not going to recommend anybody go out and buy a bunch of new colours or anything. And to be fair, I am looking for some new colours. The Spectrum Noir ones are nice, don't get me wrong, but I've had them for a long time. And I've got some of the colours missing, some of them ran out. And I do want to get some new ones. So if anybody, as well as having some tips on how to do the stamping and the colouring, if anybody has any recommendations on any colours, I was trying to have a look, but a lot of places nowadays, it's all those, like the big packs from Temu and stuff. And I just don't know if they're any good, if they're kind of what I'm after, which is essentially some colours to colour in my stamping. And I don't fancy paying a lot of money out for something that isn't going to work for what I want. So if anybody's got any recommendations, please do let me know. Because yeah, I am going to invest in some new colours, I think. There we go. Now I've done this just to break it away from the pink. So I'm going to grab some more foam tape. That onto there. And there we go. I really like that one. A nice wintry themed birthday card. Because let's be honest, some people's birthdays are in December. My little boy's is in December. So I won't give him that card. I will give him a dinosaur card. He loves his dinosaurs. So yeah, it will definitely be a dinosaur inspired card. That leaves me with some more of this paper. So let's see what this paper will match up to. What have we got? That would actually match with this one, won't it? So let's trim this bit off. I don't like there to be lots of waste. But I'm going to try and do some more like scrap busting card design ideas. Down to there. I don't know if I don't want to do some sort of like bag banner on the back of this one actually for a change. Instead of always doing my Miri, let's get out the rest of the pad and see what else we've got in here. That one's quite a pretty one. Might grab that one. And I've also got, mind you, that one doesn't actually reference anything Christmassy, so let's keep away from the trees. Snowflakes. Maybe I'll just add some of those ones on. Might do this one as just like a nice little 4x4 as well. I really like the 4x4 cards. I think they're so cute and pretty. So let's line with this with my ATG. Still got plenty on that. I must admit, I'm not sure how many of you guys are watching because it hasn't changed from just 2. although I can definitely see that there's more of you guys commenting. So yeah, if you are here, please do say hello. I don't think my laptop is keeping up with who's actually online, which is annoying. I usually use my iPad, however, the football team that my partner supports is playing right now, so probably not the best choice of day or time. So he's looking after our little boy, who, he doesn't mind football, but he's not overly fussed. So he wanted my iPad so that he could watch his programmes instead, which meant I was left with the laptop for keeping up to date with this. There's 6 of us, I think. Brilliant. My laptop is still saying that there's only 2. So yeah, really not sure what's happening there. But thank you for Belinda to let me know. I did expect it to be a little bit quieter. I think I mentioned it on maybe 1 or 2 of my videos, and then I didn't mention it again, which is totally on me. Partially because the party that my son was at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and it was at their house with no end date. It wasn't like we was actually somewhere where you kind of was going to be kicked out at a certain time. And I'd said that I was going to go live, and then realised it was the same day as my son's party. So I didn't want to kind of over advertise and then end up being late or not be able to jump on. But I had already mentioned it, so I knew I was definitely still going to come on. So it's entirely my fault that there isn't many here. I just want to pop on a couple. What I might do, actually, is I might actually do like a mirror one on the back, and then a little one, but I don't know, offset it, I'm not sure. Let's get cutting. I'm going to try and position this so I get some of the florals like there. Whoops. Always got the trusty scissors at the side of me. Oops. Put that on there. I'm just using some washi tape. I don't know what I've done with my low tack tape. It was like nearly a brand new roll. I remember giving my desk a bit of a clean up and thinking, oh, I'll pop that there, that'll be safe there. And now it would appear that safe means I've lost it. I hate it when I do that, but sadly I do that quite a bit. So there's that one. And then I've got a load of scraps here. In fact, that is a scrap. Will that be okay? Oh dear. There it is. Yeah, that's going to work. So we'll use that one. I'm going to try and see how many cards I can make today. Sometimes I can be a little bit slow at making, but I want to try and see how many I can get done on my live. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here, guys. So saying I've been here an hour already nearly. I can't believe that. I must admit, I do love how much crafting makes the time just totally fly by. The number of times I'll say to Chris, oh, I'm just going to make a quick video. I'll only be like 10 minutes. Half an hour later, I come downstairs. Sorry about that. If any of you guys are wondering what I'm doing, sometimes on this Mindy Card, even if you're using like a washi tape or a low tack tape, you can get a little bit of sticky residue. I've just got it's the one I use for my ink actually, but it doesn't transfer anything over. I think I'm going to put that, but I think that's going to be too low. So I may lift that and just snip that off. Like that. And then I have my With Lots of Love topper on top. Either that or I put it at the side. Like that. It's kind of a bit lost there, isn't it? I think if I layer those on top like that. Yeah. Let's do that. Don't always use a lot of wet glue, but I am going to use a little bit for this. For those of you who are watching, if there's anything in particular you would like to see me use, let me know. If there's anything you've seen in my craft tours or anything and would like to see me use it, please let me know in the comments and I can get them out. Everything is pretty much fairly close to me, so I can grab them. Do you have a cat? Mine either knocks everything off the table or eats it. No, I don't have a cat. I have a dog, but she's not allowed in here, to be fair to her, for a couple of reasons. One, because I try to keep her away from my craft stuff, just because a lot of my stuff's sort of like sewn, and I know there's sometimes people with like allergies and stuff. The second reason is that if she does come in here, she usually falls asleep and sits by my feet snoring. And as much as that can sometimes be a little bit cute, if I'm on a meeting for my day job, there's been a couple of times where I've had to apologise and I've been like, yeah, that's not me, that's my dog. So yeah, I don't think she's had it. I think I've put it somewhere. I think I've put it in either a box or I don't know. I usually put it to the side, at the side of kind of where you guys can see. I've got like a little pot that's got my scissors and some pens and my watercolour brushes and my penknife and things, and then sat in front of it is usually my foam tape and my double-sided tape, and I've currently got my gems stood up at the side of that so that I can find it. And I thought I'd put it there, but it's just not there, so I don't really know what I've done with it. I've looked under my little set of shelves because it does fit under those, but it's not there. I even got down on my hands and knees and looked down the back of my desk in case I'd put it on my desk and it'd fallen off. And I can't find it at the back of there either. It's like it's just disappeared. Let's put that on there, I think. A lot of people recommend to heat emboss your stamped images to stop ink bleeding, which seems to work, so worth a try. Ooh. That's a good idea, Sandra. I never thought of doing that. guess that would / should stop the ink from bleeding. I'll definitely pass that over. I'm not sure if they are watching, but I did say that I'd just ask you guys for any tips or tricks. So I'll let them know. It's stuck down. Hey, can you say happy Bday? Yes, of course. Happy birthday. Hope you've had a wonderful day today. Have you been up to anything nice? Get any nice presents? In fact, I do like presents, but I absolutely love going out for the day or even just a meal. Last year I went out for a meal. Everybody's had very bad experiences with COVID, and I am by far probably one of the most luckiest in that although I lost people through COVID, none of them actually died of COVID. They died of other things, but I had to write off 3 birthdays to COVID. And even when we thought COVID had kind of partially gone, last year for what was one of my big birthdays, we caught COVID. So I'd got this really nice weekend planned to celebrate my birthday, and then we all caught COVID and it couldn't exist anymore. So I was pretty gutted, I must admit. So yeah, so then this year for my birthday, I was like, right, I want to go out. I want to go and have a meal with all of those that you know, we had to cancel on last year. And we did make a good go of it this year. But yes, I was pretty gutted. You'll probably find it when you're looking for something else. Absolutely. Absolutely. It'll be when I've packed away all of my Christmas dies and I've not really got much die cutting to do. I will find it at that point. I know I will, because I always do. I always do. I actually asked my partner if he'd seen it, because although he doesn't come in my office very often, he does sometimes. And I was like, have you been in my office and just like moved things, maybe not known what it was? And he was like, no, not seen it. So I come in and I look and I always think, right, I'm going to come back in with fresh eyes. And I come back in with fresh eyes and I still can't find it. It's probably rolled off somewhere. The trouble is, I don't always use fresh tape. I'd like to keep reusing it because it still stays sticky for a few occasions. So I can't actually remember the last time I took any off the roll. That's why I know it's fairly new. Put that onto there. With lots of love. There we go. Again, another super quick card. I really like these kits. Really, really like these kits. I'm going to try putting my cards together all in one place so that I know which ones I've made on the live. So we're already up to 4 cards. Already up to 4 cards. So what other toppers have we got left? So we've got this really nice square one. I'm going to trim this down a little bit. Trim that one out. I really like that one. Actually looks quite nice on that card stuff, on that paper pack as well. But let's see what others we've got. Lovely card. Oh, thank you. I really like these paper packs. I love Paper Boutique's paper packs. I always find that if you've got beautiful craft supplies, beautiful designs and papers and really quality things. You can make gorgeous cards with putting very little effort in. That's why I always love using these ones. I love the Hunky Dory paper tree, which also comes from Creative Crafting World. That's really good. Who else is there? They're probably like my top ones in terms of like the paper packs and the papers. I think I actually really like it against that floral. Something a little bit different. And it doesn't need a sentiment on this one. So we also still have a little patch of this left. I love trying to use things up. Let's have a look. Thinking about maybe doing a strip of this, almost like a ribbon strip. The piece is wide enough if I use a 4x4. Let's give it a go. What have we got to lose? Nothing, absolutely nothing. What are you guys up to? Anybody crafting along with me? If so, what are you making? Or are you here just to watch? It's absolutely fine, whichever way. I must admit, I enjoy watching other people craft, and I tend to get my craft stuff out. I always think to myself, right, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch somebody else do some crafting and just get some inspiration, and then no sooner have I started watching them, I grabbing my stuff and crafting along with them. Might not have the same stuff as them, so it might not be exactly, but just to be crafting at the same time. I made a birthday card earlier. We'll be posting it to Nottingham tomorrow. Oh, fabulous. I'm not far from Nottingham at all. In fact, I used to work in Nottingham. Before COVID hit, the company that I worked for had an office in Nottingham. So I used to travel into Nottingham every single day. And then when COVID hit, they just totally restructured, and most of us that were working in the Nottingham office were offered to work from home. So I must admit, I jumped at the chance to be able to work from home. At the time, my little boy was quite young, and just meant that I could be at home for him more than anything, to be fair. Oops. Hello from Canada. I like yours. Hi, Diane. Welcome all the way from Canada. Wow. Thank you so much. I I've definitely picked up the pace a little bit through September with my craft hauls. But I think we all expected that. I must admit, the no spend in August was pretty tough. It was pretty difficult. Especially once I'd made my decision that I was doing the Christmas craft challenge for September, and I kind of looked at the stash that I had and I was like, I haven't got enough Christmas craft stuff here to do a whole month. But luckily a lot of my orders were pretty quick at arriving, so I was able to manage with what I'd got for the first couple of days, and then I've been able to go pretty much wild ever since. Hi Diane, what time of day is it in Canada? Yes, Belinda. I don't actually know what time it is right now, to be fair. What time are we on? 7:10. So it's 7:10 here in the UK. I think I want to add some rhinestones to this one actually. I'm going to decoupage this up as is. It's just after 12:10 lunchtime. Wow. At least it's not too early. Is there anybody else here that's watching and you're not here in the UK? If so, drop us a comment down below. Whereabouts are you watching from and what time is it where you are? I really like that, but these really sparkly silver rhinestones have been calling at me, and I think I might add a couple onto here. I don't use these a lot, as you can tell. What time is it there? Evening. Yes, it's just gone 7 o'clock in the evening from Norway, and the clock is 8:12 p.m. Wow. I always find it a little bit weird that we're all here but at different times of the day. Like here it's getting really, really dark. I'm looking out of my window and it's really windy here. There is a tree opposite and it's absolutely huge, and all I can see is it blowing all over the place, and it's really grey and dark. Though I must admit, I do quite like autumn winter. I love the cosy nights. Like, it doesn't matter if it's cold outside. My most favourite thing to do is to sit downstairs in the living room, draw the curtains, put on my favourite film with a hot chocolate or something really warm, tucked under a blanket, lights off, snuggle with my little boy. Sometimes we might put the electric fire on if it's really, really cold, and that is my absolute most favouriteest thing to do ever. I absolutely love it. Not that I don't like summer, but I'm very much a autumn winter person, always have been. I just can't help it. And then Christmas, oh, love Christmas. Have to work for most of it. I only get the bank holidays off, but yeah, absolutely love Christmas as well. Oops. Here we go. Now I'm going to put this card safe because that's wet and I'll knock them off. I know I will. What sort of films do you like? Oh, I love family films. In fact, I was actually talking about films because this year, so every year we have family come round to stop for a couple of days through Christmas. We have done for the last few years, to be fair. So the day before they come, I said to my partner and my little boy that I really wanted to have like a really nice movie night, just the three of us, 4 if you count the dog. And I was like, I want to get like some snacks in and we can just sit and just relax, the three of us. And I was like, what films do you really want to watch? And me and my little boy just said the same thing. We said Polar Express, love Polar Express. And I really like, is it Arthur Christmas? I think it's called Arthur Christmas. It's just so like fun, family. My little boy likes it too, but he's more into the Polar Express, absolutely loves that. So he has put in his want. He's like, I want to watch the Polar Express. And I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. I like that too. What about you guys? What's your favourite films, favourite Christmas films? Go-to ones that you always watch or really just enjoy watching in general? We have sunshine, calm, and the leaves are now turning beautiful colours. Oh, I'm so jealous. So jealous. We've had nothing but rain. Just rain, rain, rain. We didn't have much of a summer either. So I just feel like weather-wise this year's been a real disappointment. Sounds lovely, Diane. It is Belinda for now. Not looking forward to winter. It gets so cold here. We always have weird winters here. In fact, my little boy's actually asked this year. I was like, what do you want for Christmas? Trying to sort out Christmas, just get it done. And he went, I want to be able to build a snowman. And I thought, that is so cute and such a, like, a really nice kid thing to say. But it's one of those, like, impossible things. I can't make it snow. And that's all he wanted to do. We had snow really late on. In fact, it was this year. It was, when would it be? I know the kids were back at school because Noah couldn't, my little boy couldn't go. I don't know, January, February time, I think, we had snow. And we went out in the garden and we was making a snowman and he absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, he's asked to build a snowman for Christmas. And I'm really not sure how I can make that wish come true. Unless I get some sort of, like, I don't even know, fake snow machine, fake snow. I don't know. Unless we do actually manage to get a really snowy Christmas this year. So what have we got left? We've got these 3 toppers left. Oh no, we've got 4. We've got one hiding. So we've got another bunny. We have those. So let's get the paper pad back out again. Let's use one of these, the bunny ones, for one of these at least. There we go. Might go for that one with one of these actually. Might go for that one. I'd love to be able to back this on some Miri, but I can't get my Todo out. It's just too big. And I really don't trust myself to cut round a circle. When I was a kid, I lived in a village that used to get cut off when it snowed. We used to get sent home from school before the buses stopped rubbing. I can't remember the last time that happened. I was thinking back, me and my partner was thinking back about the last time we had like really deep snow. So last year when it snowed, it definitely snowed when the kids were at school. The school was still open, but for us, the school's about 30 to 35 minutes away. And so where we are, the snow comes down differently to where the school was. So our snow was a little bit thicker. So we was like, do you know what, it's just not worth travelling all the way over there and then getting stuck. So we just didn't take him. But I was trying to think of the last time that we had really thick snow. And I think it's got to have been at least maybe 12 years ago since we had any significant snow. And the reason why I say that, and I still don't think it was probably as thick as it used to be, but I do remember, yeah, it must have been about 12 years ago, and my partner came and we couldn't get the car out, and he had to actually dig it out off the street, because at the time I was living with my parents and it was a bit of like a side street. It wasn't a main road or anything, so there wasn't many cars going up and down it at all. And the snow off the roof of the house I was parked out of had come off the roof and landed onto my car, and I couldn't get it out, and he had to come and dig me out so that we could move the car. And that was the last time I've known it be like really quite thick. Yeah, the one that we had sort of earlier this year wasn't, it was okay. We managed to get a bit of a snowman made, but wasn't very big. It was, I don't think it was much bigger than my son, to be fair. And he just turned 4, so he wasn't very big at all. And we've had a beautiful summer, very hot in the 30s, which I love. We get so much snow here. You can have some. Had a snow day in October last year. Wow. Do you know what? I don't actually mind the snow. I think the biggest thing now about the snow is, it sounds awful, but one of the things I used to love was a snow day where you just couldn't get into work and you'd have the day at home and you'd be like, wow. I don't have that excuse anymore, because I work from home, I don't think a snow day would work, because I can't use that as an excuse not to get to the office. Yeah, I do like snow. I like snow, but I'd absolutely love for it to be at like Christmas. That's when I want it, is at Christmas. Doesn't even have to be Christmas Day, just at some point at Christmas it would be lovely to have some snow. Especially like when my little boy's off school, because it was like this year in the summer. It's called the summer holidays. We had like no sun at all. I took 2 weeks off to have him through school holidays, which wasn't enough. He has far longer off, but I'm limited to how many holidays I can have. And I took 2 weeks off in July. I thought, right, that's going to be a safe space. I can have him at home. We planned to have like the swimming pool out and just generally have a really good 2 weeks. I planned on not moving from the swimming pool, and it rained every day. Every single day it rained, and I was absolutely gutted, not only for myself but for my little boy, because he wasn't at school and he was very much stuck at home because you just couldn't do anything. I couldn't even put a load of laundry on and peg it out. I love pegging out my laundry in the summer. There is nothing better, I don't think anyway personally, than going and taking freshly dried clean laundry off the line from the garden. And I couldn't do it because it never stayed dry enough, long enough for things to actually dry. And it shouldn't be like that. I remember getting snow once when we lived in Nottingham and my son was young. Yeah, I want more. And I tell you what does me. I feel like I'm starting a bit of a rant here. But for like my little boy, when they're taught the seasons, they are shown spring as being a little bit sunny, a little bit of rain, you've got the flowers coming, lots of green coming, everything looks nice. Summer is taught to them as being hot, full sunshine, beautiful bright colours, lots of greens, everything being gorgeous. Autumn comes along, it's starting to get a bit cooler, a little bit of rain, still some sun, and then you've got the beautiful leaves with all the oranges and the reds and the browns and everything. And then they're taught winter as being really cold, lots of snow, like everything's quite bare. So for like someone young, like my son who's 4, to him he looks at those seasons, and when I say to him, right, we're going into winter now, he expects snow because that's what they're being taught in school. And certainly for us here in the UK, that just isn't the case, and he gets so confused because I'm telling him that it's winter and he's wanting to go out and build a snowman, or I'm telling him that it's summer and it's the summer holidays and expecting full-blown sunshine, and it's just not there. I know we can't help the weather, but we can change how we teach our children. And I don't think it's fair teaching little 3, 4, 5-year-olds that is the weather you're going to expect, because we just don't get it here in the UK. We don't get it. Somebody said that we were supposed to be getting a heat wave in October. No. No. I don't want a heat wave in October, thank you. I wanted my heat wave in like July when I expected a heat wave. But alas, I go on a tangent. We definitely get all the seasons, but winter is the longest. Yeah. I've never been to Canada. I used to have some family that lived there. And I'm going to be totally honest, I can't remember where they lived in Canada. They were on my mum's side. And they emigrated over there years and years ago. I don't even know if any of them are still alive now. But yeah, they emigrated over to Canada. Just doesn't happen anymore. Snow seems to be quite rare these days. It is. It's so rare. So rare. And it doesn't help when like I've got my little boy likes to watch Frozen. He absolutely loves Olaf. Loves him. And I think that's where he's got this fascination that he wants to go and build a snowman, is because he wants to go and build an Olaf. And I just can't. Like, I'd love him to be able to, but if the snow doesn't come, which it probably won't do because I want it to, if the snow doesn't come, then I'm very much stuck. I'm going to use a plain silver for this one. Are the ATGs easy to use? They look so big. Honest answer is yes and no. So what I've found now that I've been using mine for quite a while is really good for some of the bigger pieces of work, like if I'm working with the larger toppers, backgrounds, putting like my backing papers onto my cards, then yes, they're fairly easy. It's quite sticky as well. I will give it its due. It doesn't sort of peel away or anything. But if you're using something quite small or something that's not on good strong paper or cardstock, then what I do find is it can pull it up, and I can get in a bit of a pickle with it. It's probably just a practice thing. I do like it, don't get me wrong, and I actually use quite a bit of it. I use it for both the cards that I make on the videos, and I also use it in the background. It is quite large. It's not overly heavy though. It's not. It is top heavy though. It is top heavy. I don't know what the weight is of it, but it's not massive. So to roll the tape, you have to press the trigger. When you let go, the roll stops moving so that you can pull it away. There's been a few times where I've pulled it and the tape has continued to like stretch. It's quite stretchy tape. Sounds really weird, I know, but look. I don't know if you can see that, but it's quite stretchy. So yeah, I do like it. I am glad I picked it up. And it is, in the long run, better value for money, because the refills here in the UK anyway, I've been getting them from Amazon, and you get, I think it's something like 33 meters of tape on here for £4 something. I think it's just under a £5 for one roll, but they do like bigger bulk pack sizes, so the more you buy, the slightly cheaper per unit they become. But I would say if you're somebody who maybe doesn't have too much strength in their arms, this will probably be a bit too big and a little bit too like top heavy to keep it straight and working. I have a cousin in Bath, England. I was there years ago. I'm going to my family's tree, and so many relatives immigrated from England to Canada. Yeah, I think quite a lot of people moved over there. As I say, my family member, I can't remember. I really don't want to get this wrong, but I can't remember if it wasn't something like my mum's auntie, maybe, on her dad's side, or I can't for the life of me remember, or it might even have been one of her like great cousins or something. I know my mum always wanted to go over and see them, and she never made it. She knew them obviously from when they was here in the UK, but she never got to see them over in Canada. And then recently, somebody who I used to work with, she's actually moved over to Canada. Oh God. She regularly posts pictures, and I can't for the life of me remember where she says she lives either. Scotia? No. Yeah, maybe. I can't remember now. Is the yellow gun 1/2 inch tape? I'm not sure. Is the honest answer. Let me have a look. Yes. Yes, it is. I've just put it up against my measure on my cutting board. Yes, it is 1/2 inch. You get a lot on it. I posted a video when I exchanged this, because I had somebody ask how easy or hard it was to load the tape into these, and I think there's been some people in the past saying that they're quite difficult to work out and that they're hard to exchange the tape. So I actually did a video. It's posted up on my channel, so if you haven't seen it and you're interested, please do go and have a look. Other than putting in my first tape, I'd never exchanged one. So everything that I do on that video is just me learning how to do it. And it did persuade a few people to go and have a look, and I think some people picked it up because they were surprised at how easy it was. It is more just that I know some people who craft, they don't always have like a lot of strength in their arms, and it does take a little bit. I wouldn't say it's excessive, but I also wouldn't want anybody to go and get one of these and then find it too heavy, because it does have a little bit of weight to it. It is top heavy because obviously all the mechanism, all of your tapes and everything is in this top section. I quite like it. I'm glad I invested in it, but I would say have a look first. it is just really good value. It's an investment to begin with. I think I paid £20-something for it. And it doesn't come with tape. Doesn't come with tape. If you do look at buying one, please make sure you pick up a tape at the same time, because it doesn't come with it. I very nearly fell victim to that, and I happened to put a tape in my basket purely because I wanted an extra tape, and then when it came, it turned out that that was the only tape I had. So yeah. Nova Scotia. Yes, that sounds right. Nova Scotia. 3/8, I think. I tend to use wet glue. Yes, Nova Scotia sounds right. I think that's where she moved to. She posts regular videos and pictures and that. But yeah, that sounds right. Just asking because my ATG is pink. 3/8, I think. You've got me questioning. I know some people have got a pink one. No, I'm pretty sure this is 1/2 inch. Pretty sure this one's 1/2 inch. But, so you can put different size tapes on these. I don't know if the pink one is the same, but, where did it go? When this came, it did have an adapter inside, and it said on the instructions that if you used one size of tape, you had to use the adapter inside to make sure that the tape would fit. If you didn't, if you use the size of tape that I'm using, you didn't need the additional adapter. So I think you can run different sizes of tapes in here and it will do the same job. Yes. Did I do with it? Here we go. So this was like an additional adapter that was inside of here, and I took it out because my tape wouldn't fit with this in. So I've got a feeling that mine's the 1/2 inch, but this probably runs the 3/8 as well. And you just put the adapter in. I tend to use wet glue in a precision tip bottle. I just don't seem to have any luck with wet glue. I don't know what it is about wet glue. So I have this, which said it came with a precision tip. I really like it. It's handy, it's nice and little, but that's quite a wide tip, and it always ends up putting too much glue out, which is annoying. Then I picked up this, and this had actually a smaller tip than that when I picked it up. Again, precision tip. And all it does is block. It just clogs up all the time. I have tried putting a pin in it and my pin rusted. So I was told I'd just bought the wrong pins, which quite possibly I have. I bought them for my sewing and then decided actually I preferred the clips, so I don't use them. I've tried putting the lid on. I've tried not putting the lid on, which actually kept it fluid for longer. Upside down. I got told to store it upside down and that should work. Upside down made it easier to squeeze out, but only once I'd actually cleared the nib of all of the glue. So yeah, I just don't seem to have much luck with it. This was a good glue. I got this from the range, and I actually really like it. It keeps things stuck down really nicely, but just always end up clogging up the tip. So that's why I've moved on to more of like the double-sided tapes. Bought a couple of the little handheld runners, which are really good if you do want something quite lightweight, but it actually worked out a little bit too expensive, I guess. When you look at one of these and price it up, you've got your original price and then you've got like the refill price. This ended up being a little bit better value, so I did invest in this. Art glitter glue is fabulous. I'll have to have a look. because there are some things that actually my ATG is just too wide for. I do always have some of this really skinny double-sided tape on hand. This is some that I picked up from Amazon, I think it was, which is great for thinner things. But sometimes if I'm using something like a die cut, I need glue. Like, I can't use this when I'm die cutting like a sentiment out and stuff. So I do really need to look at some better glue. Something that's not going to clog up. I have also thought about buying the... You can get the little pots with like the metal nib, and you just decant glue into them, and they're smaller, more like this Nuvo drop size. I wondered if one of those would work better for me. I use the tacky glue in the gold coloured bottle, but squeeze it into a smaller bottle, which I store upside down. Yeah. I think I need to have a look at investing in some smaller bottles and see if that just works a little bit better. Because sometimes I do need the wet glue. I think the biggest problem as well is I don't always get chance to craft. So while I've been doing like my challenges, I don't force myself. I want to do it, but I make time to make a card, which some days can be 10 minutes, some days it can be half an hour. But I don't always get the chance to just sit like this and make lots and lots of cards, if that makes sense. So quite often, by the time I've unclogged it, used it, and then come back to it again, it's clogged back up again. Don't buy the tape from Temu. Doesn't stay stuck on paper, my experience. Oh, really? I did buy some. I think I chucked most of it in my tape box, to be fair. I did buy some. I think I used a roll of it. The pack I bought seemed to be okay, but you didn't get a huge amount on it, and I think I had only used maybe one roll of it and then invested in the ATG anyway. So other than like the super skinny stuff that I find really useful for my like thin frames that come on the Hunky Dory kits, I put most of that away and just kept out all of my foam tape. Have you used the foam pads from Temu? I think they're cut into hexagons, but I might be wrong. But I've seen some people pick those up. I haven't given them a go. But are they any good if you've tried them? I use the bottles with the metal tip. I really like them. Easier to squeeze the glue out. I'm going to have to invest. I really am going to have to get some. Because I do find this, really difficult to squeeze. So it's weird. So I have got nerve issues. And I can hold things fine. Like my ATG is absolutely fine to hold. This is fine to hold. But as soon as I start to like squeeze, I start shaking. Like I have to like hold on with two hands. So I do find this really hard. This is really easy. I mean, this just like pours out. It does just seem to be standard PVA glue. Nothing fancy about the glue itself. So this I find easy to use, but I'm not sure if that's, oh look, the bottle itself or the fact it's a different type of glue inside. But yeah, I'm gonna have a look. Let's be honest, as soon as I get off this live, I'm gonna go and have a look at those bottles. No, never bought them, but I love their dies and stamps. I do too. Not tried anything sticky from Temu. I only tried the tape. I've had some of their like stickers and stuff, which all seem absolutely fine. I've got a lot of things from Temu. But yes, their stamps and the dies, I've had quite a few bits from them. I've had issues and find the little bottles so much easier. Yeah, I'll give them a go. I think I've looked, and I don't think they're expensive either. Like, they're well worth having a look into. The dies and stamps from Temu, yeah, I've had a few bits. I think the biggest thing you've got to watch out for on Temu, and this, like, I'm sat in the middle right now, I see it from both sides, is the fact that they do a lot of copies of designer stamps and die sets. And I don't think it's right that they do that. I think that they have the opportunity to be able to create their own designs. But at the same time, I know a lot of people have said that some of their designs are discontinued, which even if you wanted to buy them from the designer, you couldn't because they're discontinued. Or for some people, the price of getting it direct from the designer is so much that it outprices them for them. And I see it from both sides. I don't like the fact that they do it, but as somebody who also has to be very careful with what I spend, like everything that I spend on my craft supplies, apart from one very small Temu haul, which was a sponsored one by them, and then I've never heard anything from them since. Everything else I've purchased myself, and what I tend to do is I wait till there's like a big sale or there's things that are on offer. Like Hunky Dory will do things quite regularly, like 3 for 2, or 2 packs for a certain amount of money, or like I picked up their Blockbuster, which overall it worked out better value. So I totally get it, and I looked at one of the websites that was a copy of some stamps that I'd purchased, and I just couldn't justify how much they're asking. Not that they're not worth it, they absolutely are. I would never say to anybody that their product isn't worth what they're asking for. It is, but I couldn't justify spending 20, 25, 30 pound on a set of stamps, especially if you then have to pay the same again to get a set of dies to match. I've picked up some bits from Crafter's Companion, where I've got either the stamps or the dies or both. They were good value for money, but again, they're maybe not in the same league as these other companies either. So yeah, I agree that they're really nice. I'm on the fence over what they do, if I'm honest. No, never bought them, but I love their dancing. Oh, I've had issues. Exactly. Yeah, it's quite... Every time I post up for an order from Temu, if I've ordered stamps, I do just kind of have to be like, look, I understand that stamps and dies from them are a bit... But then I get a lot of noise on like the stamps and dies, but I'm pretty sure if they're doing it for the stamps and dies that they are copying other things too. I don't believe for 1 second that they are just copying stamps and dies. I don't know if it's just because people find it easier. Oh, on papers. I hear a lot on papers as well. I picked up quite a few paper packs. But again, I don't agree that they're doing it. But when I've been told who those papers are from, again, they are companies who are a little bit more on the pricey side. Again, I'm not saying that you know, that their products aren't worth it. They absolutely are. But like, I just couldn't afford it. Being totally honest, I couldn't justify spending like £20 on a pad of paper when I can get pads just as beautiful for far less. Don't know. I feel the same way too. I try to avoid copies, but I think it's impossible to check everything. Yeah. Like, I haven't got a clue. Some of the companies that I've been told that Temu are copying, I've never even heard of. Like, there was someone, and I kept getting the same comment, this is this company's knockoff, and like, you shouldn't be buying it. And it was like, okay, but I'd never actually heard of that company before in my life. I've now gone onto their website and I've checked. Can I see? And I can see which ones. And actually, there was one naughty seller, and they hadn't even tried to hide it. They'd literally used the same picture from the website of the original designer, put it onto their Temu page bit, and all they'd done is literally just like crossed out the company name, but you could actually tell from the picture exactly who it was. But even if I saw that, if I saw it now, I would know, but I wouldn't have known like before I posted up the first one. So yeah, it's just so difficult. So difficult. And it does make it more affordable for people. That's the thing as well. Like, there's so many people where, even if crafting is your full-time business, like, if people can make this a full-time business and be earning money, one, absolutely fantastic. I'm 100% jealous of you, but in a nice way, in a, I wish I could do this absolutely full-time. But everybody's got to watch their costs. Like, people don't have the money to go out and buy things, even things that are handmade. People just can't afford to do it. So as much as you want really good quality products for what you're making, sometimes you have to look at alternatives. That's all there is. That's all there is. Right, I think I'm going to make one more card. I've been on for quite a while now. In fact, I've been on for nearly 2 hours, is that right? Wow, can't believe that. Yes, I think I've still got battery on my phone. So I'm going to make one more card. I think I might put that one on that one actually. One more quick little 4x4, I think. And then I'd better jump off. But thank you for everybody who has joined me today. If anybody watching isn't already a subscriber, please do hit that subscribe button. We don't go live an awful lot, but if you guys like the lives, if you want to see more of them, then just let me know. It can certainly be arranged. This one was kind of a thank you for helping me to get to 1,000 subscribers. I never thought I'd get here, being totally honest. When I started this channel back in February, it was mainly done as a get back into crafting, if I'm totally honest. I love crafting, I've done it for years, but I didn't make the time. I just didn't do it. I didn't have a purpose for it. I have a website, but as I say, cost of living is affecting everybody. People just wasn't purchasing things. So that totally stalled. I didn't have any like fairs or markets or anything like that booked in this year. So pretty much my office, other than working in it during the day for the day job, was just not being used. And I was like, what can I do to make myself get back into crafting, get back into doing what I love and taking some time out for myself. And I thought long and hard about it. I was like, do you know what? I absolutely love watching YouTube videos. Why don't I just have a go at doing the same? I can get some craft hauls, I can make some cards. I still have plans of bringing my other crafting into it, so possibly anyway within the next sort of month I'm going to be bringing you my bow making. I think I'm going to bring my scrunchie making that I do. I make things like wristlets and magnetic bookmarks, and I think I'm going to set up like just a little bit of a mini playlist of just alternative crafting really. And I just thought, you know what, people will either watch it or they won't. It's no skin off my nose. If people watch it, amazing. If I can start to build up a really good craft community where we can have questions and we can chat between each other, then absolutely fantastic. But you know what, if it's a bit of a flop and nobody wants to watch me and people hate the cards that I make and I annoy people, then I can just stop. That was back in February, fairly early on in February, when I put on my first video. Don't think it went very well. I still don't think it's got very many views even now. But yeah, I persevered with it. I was like, I'm going to keep going for a bit and we'll see how we go. I'd given myself till the end of the year. I'd actually said that if I'd got less than 100 subscribers by the end of December, then I would not bother anymore. Never ever expected to be hitting 1,000 subscribers by September. So thank you all so very, very much. Like, totally from the absolute bottom of my heart, thank you to every single one of you who supports us, whether that be watching our videos, sharing them, liking them, your comments. I love absolutely every single one. There's nothing better than waking up in a morning and finding that somebody's commented on one of my videos, because I genuinely never expected it. So thank you so much. I'm not much of a card maker, but I love making mini albums. Ooh, yeah. I used to make cards a long time ago, and then I stopped. And then, I don't know, just kind of wanted to get back into it. What kind of mini albums do you make? Have you got like a channel or a Facebook page or something? There we go. Just another little card. I always save my scraps as well. I guess we should thank Team U for finding new YouTube friends. Definitely. Definitely. That is what went wild on my channel. Up until that point, I hadn't got very many at all. I can't remember if I hadn't. I think I got something like 60 maybe. I don't think I got many at the point of putting my first order in. And I kept being asked, there was a few people that kept asking, saying, can you bring a Team U haul? And with being in the UK, it took them longer to come over here. And I remember somebody messaging me and saying, can you bring a Team U haul? And I went back to them and I was like, no, it's not here in the UK yet. And then I sat and I thought, why do they keep asking me? I'm not in the US, I'm in the UK. And I went onto the Team U website and they had opened up in the UK. I don't think they've been open for long, but they were open. And I thought, do I, don't I? I hadn't really seen much. I'd seen a few US Team U hauls, but I'd seen nothing for the UK. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to put an order in yet. So I went on the website and oh my God, at the time, the prices were ridiculous. I think my first couple of orders, I got like 50 odd items for like 20 something quid. And I was like, I've got to give this a go. And I remember I put 3 orders in, very quick succession. I think I put 2 in on the first day, and then I put a third one in the following day, because the more I dug into Temu, the more I kept finding things I really liked. And I got them, and they came, and all 3 orders had been put in one big box, all mixed up, and I was cursing. I was like, why have they done this? I want to put this on my channel, and I very nearly didn't bother, because I had to go through over 150 items in one big box. They don't put packing slips in, or they certainly didn't in that one, so I couldn't work out what was on what order. So I got my phone and I was flicking through everything, and I very nearly gave up, and I thought, no, I'm going to do it. And I persevered, and I put those first couple of Temu hauls on, and it just went absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. That was where I got pretty much, I would say I've got at least half of my subscribers through my Temu hauls, if not more, because it just went absolutely wild. I found your channel and a couple of other there because of haul videos. Yeah, they just absolutely mental. No, I have no channel, etc., but I love watching craft videos. I love watching craft videos. If I'm not making a video, I'm watching the videos. Absolutely love it. There's quite a few that I like. For craft hauls, it's got to be Nicole's Happy Place. Can't stop watching her. I go on and I check her channel every day to see if we've got a new craft haul, because I just love watching her. And then there's a couple of UK based crafters that I like to watch as well. Cards by Kate Fletcher, who I took inspiration on one of my Christmas craft haul, Christmas craft challenge videos, sorry, because I enjoy watching her videos. Junk journaling or journaling style cards, I quite like watching Kerry the Crafter. I think he's great, love watching his stuff. I found some nice 12 by 12 paper packs with a sheet of elements, a sheet of punched doilies, a sheet of journaling cards, and 12 sheets of printed. For £5 in Pound Stretcher. I never think to go to Pound Stretcher. I'm pretty sure we've got one in town. We did have anyway. I haven't been to a Pound Stretcher in years. I'm going to have to make the journey now. That's it. Next weekend, I'm going over to Pound Stretcher to see if I can find some bits in there. I think I picked up a few years ago some wool from there and really liked it. I must admit, it was pretty good wool. But I never think to look for paper crafting stuff. I've got to go. I've got to go make a journey. As soon as I come off this, I'm going to have to go tell my partner that I'm booking out next Saturday to go to Pound Stretcher. And if I'm wrong and I don't have one in town anymore, I'm going to have to go find one. Because that sounds like an absolute and utter bargain. And I need to go pick some up. The prices have definitely gone up on Temu. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I was looking and just absolutely ridiculous. Like, I've got some bits in my basket, don't get me wrong, and I said to my partner, I was like, let's just have a laugh at how much this is going to be. And I've got a lot in there, and a lot of it's stuff that I've put in and built up and built up and built up. And I clicked to add everything that's in my current basket to purchase it. And it stopped me anyway because it said that I'd got over 120 items in there, which was fine. So when I clicked it, these 120 items was going to come in at just under £260. I then think back to my first 3 Temu hauls. That was only a few months ago. I'm not going back like ages and ages ago. I think I posted them something like, I think it was around May time. I might be wrong. think I was a couple of months into the channel, and I ended up with over 150 items. It came in a massive box. I think all of my orders were over 50, and I think for the entire box I maybe paid £100. I maybe paid £100. I certainly don't think I paid a lot more. Nowhere near as much as they're asking now. And what I've got in my basket is nothing out of the ordinary of what I've previously bought. Like, there's some stickers, some paper pads, there's like little bits and bobs, but they're wanting like so much more money. I'm trying to figure out where my nearest pound stretcher is, Law. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check. I know there was definitely one in town, and it was quite a big one actually, but it's been so long since I've gone, and sometimes they like rebrand and rename, so I'm gonna have to go and have a look. If it's not there, I'm gonna have to Google. Have you watched Seven Plaza or Paper Phenomenon? Some of my favourites. No, I haven't actually. Half-Ass Crafter. Yeah, I've watched the Half-Ass Crafter. Sunshine Crafts, I've not heard of that one either. I'm going to have a look. Because I do really enjoy watching crafters. Doesn't have to be... I tell you another crafter I watch, and oh, I can't remember what her name is. She makes scrunchies. Is it XL scrunchies? XXL scrunchies? Because I really like doing like sewing and stuff. So I watch her quite a bit as well. But that is more sewing. I also really like, if you're into crochet, Bday crochet, watch her a lot as well. In fact, I've done a few crochet bits thanks to learning some of the stitches and that on her channel. Really, really good. Really good. Right, I'm going to have to jump off, guys. But thank you so much for joining me on this live. I was really worried when I first started that there'd be nobody on here because, as I say, I hadn't really done much advertising on this. So next time I'm going to go live, I'm going to definitely tell you guys in more advance notice. But we've managed to get these selection of cards made today using some of the kits. A lot of them have come from the... Let me get it. Most of them have come from the Winter Blossom Paper Boutique kit. Absolutely love this. If you haven't already, I would highly recommend going and checking out the Creative Crafting World website. They have a lot of these. These were at £2.50. I don't know if they still are, but they were at £2.50 each. But they make some absolutely beautiful cards. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed it and that you have a lovely evening, afternoon, night, morning, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you again soon on our channel. Bye for now.